guys, Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and today I'm in with Carly and we are going to do another beautiful set of the nails for her. They have been on for a wee while, actually 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
4 weeks, no. Yeah. So just wrap in your hand.
So good.
Yes, they actually, Carly was like checking her nails today. She was like, oh, I'm getting my nails done, but they actually don't look even bad. No, they don't. They look really nice. Like, and she didn't stain them or anything, so I'm glad. So first of all, I have just sanitized her hands, and now we are going to remove the old design and do the rebalance on them. If there wouldn't be any lifting, the rebalance would be very quick, so we will see the condition of them. And today, for a change, we will go for a pink baby boomer, and I will show you guys a quick way of achieving the pink baby boomer, and then we will paint some one stroke flowers in white and pink. Carly is a teacher, so she likes those kind of delicate, elegant nails, and that's what we are going to create for her today.
I always tend to go for the neutral and nude.
See, but I quite like those neutrals colors for my nails as well. Like, I just feels like it goes with everything, and
oh, definitely. You can never go wrong with them.
no. So I'm just removing the baby boomer. So far so good, like I have no lifting, nothing, like very easy job to do. It helps when the clients take care of their nails, like, and this is a good example because they always come back to in a perfect condition. And for the base of those nails we have used the soft pink fiber gel, and the same color we are going to use today as well. I also always, when I'm removing the color, I also remove a little bit of excess product from the free edge. From the end, because when we shorten the nails you want them to be nice and thin at the end, so I remove those excess of the product from this place. So here I file a little bit more, and then around the cuticle area and where we've got our apex, I really basically just remove the color unless there is some lifting. So thin it out. And then the same. I've got a little bit of, maybe not even a lifting, loose product, yeah, lifting in the corner, so I have touched it with the file and that's it gone. Like, you wouldn't even call it lifting, to be honest. But you have to make sure there is no loose product like anywhere. And the last, oh, just relax, perfect, thank you. So after we have filed away all the old product, we are going to push back the cuticles. So I'm just using the cuticle pusher. Push back the, I have just dried it out on the wipe because it's dipped in the barbicide liquid. So just push them, and when we're pushing back the cuticles, like I kind of push pretty strong but at the same time gentle. You don't want to damage the delicate matrix area, so push it like in and out, those kind of motion. Your cuticles are really nice.
Oh, good.
Have you been applying cuticle oil, or they just
No,
always
just
like this?
hand
You just like
moisturiser.
you just
I think being off work and not using the hand sanitizer all the time probably helped a bit.
Yeah, probably, definitely.
It seems to dry them out a wee bit.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm just going to clean the cuticle area with the bead. So one side, the settings, so for the removal I have used 16, the speed on my K38. And for the cuticles, like when they're so gentle, I tend to go even as low as 11 with the speed. So there is no vibration and it's really nice and gentle work. Okay, so, and then put it into the reverse and do the other side. Another tip which I can give you guys is before we start filing, I'm going to dehydrate them. This is actually preventing any lifting as well. So I just clean that, remove the dust from the hands. So just remove any dust. And then using the blue scrub, we are going to dehydrate them. So just before I start filing the nails. And the reason for it is if there is any dirt or oils, you don't want to massage that into the nails. So I'm just giving a nice squeaky clean to them. And now I can start filing. Just go through the corners of the file, like make sure they are not sharp. And I want to also file from underneath. This nail especially is I'm going to show you guys, like, so when we work with the natural nails, they grow down a little bit, and I want to always make sure they are lifted. So when I'm filing, I would file from underneath. Okay, so this way I can lift it up a little bit, the nails which are growing down the way. So file the free edge, then just relax it. Perfect, thank you. And then we are going to blend everything around the cuticle area, like making sure the old product is nicely blended. Give it a couple scratches to it, and this nail is ready for a product application. Okay, so file it underneath. And those filing underneath, guys, will prevent also lifting of the product at the free edge. And I'm going to show you on the next nail, because it actually has those little lifting in there, which is pretty common sometimes when we're working with the natural nails. So with every rebalance, I'm trying to prevent it. Like, I don't want it to happen. Okay, so can you see I've got some wee stain from the makeup underneath, and that's because the natural nail could split from the extension. So when we're filing from underneath like this, we are blending those natural nail together with the extension. You cannot just file like straight. You want to really go underneath of your natural nail and blend it, those natural nail, like blend it completely with the extension, so they look really nice and clean, and we remove also any loose places. This is a really helpful tip, like if you get those clients which nails like to sometimes split from the free edge, this is what you have to do. And like, it did help my clients, like definitely having the nail enhancements for a longer time without of the separation of the natural nail from the gel. Okay, so just file underneath. And then the next one, so this one I need to really nicely file from underneath as well, and you can see it, this part of the nails become a little bit loose. That's why we had some makeup stock inside, and it's really a nightmare to get rid of that because it's trapped in between the natural nail and the product. So those filing from underneath is very helpful, and it's also changing the shape of the nail so it doesn't look as growing down, like, because we don't like those type of look of the nails. Okay, blend it again. And after I have blended, I like to also give it those couple extra scratches, like that's make a big difference to the lasting time as well. And then I take a thumb, file it from underneath as well. Blend it out. Again, tiny bit of the loose product just in a corner there, and it's usually, if it's happening in a corner in here, we need to watch how the client is holding the lamp inside the hand inside the lamp, because it might be that it just didn't cure properly there. So I'm going to pay attention how Carly is holding the hand inside, and this is a good tip for you as well. Like, always watch how your clients are holding the hand inside the lamp as well. Okay, so we've got another one. File it nice from underneath. Give it a couple scratches, and the next one. I'm also trying to make the shape nice of those nails as well. So when I'm going to apply the gel, I'm not have to worry about like shaping the nails too much, because the shape is going to be there, and that speeds up filing after the product application. Like very gentle around the cuticle area. And the next one. You never had pink baby boomer before?
No, I haven't. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Sounds really nice.
I think you should like it as well. It's funny because actually I've got another teacher and she loves her baby boomers
Oh,
as
does
well.
she?
And
That is
yeah, it must be a thing.
A safe teacher option.
Uh-huh. Yes, I mean, obviously the children are going to look into your hands as well, so you have to be a good example, like, you know, you don't want to come in with, like, I don't know, such as, like, very into the face colors, because then...
Yeah, the neutral ones are quite nice. And I really like the baby boomer actually. I was surprised working in a school that it would last with all the paint and things that we use, but it lasts so well.
I'm glad it lasted well. See, we've got a nice top coat which makes it strong and durable, even working with the paint.
Really durable.
Okay, so we have done the preparation for a rebalance. What I like to do as well, before I start putting the gel, I like to like check under the light in different direction that I definitely didn't miss something, you know, like sometimes when we're working fast it may happen that we do miss a spot or something, so I'm just going with the file nice and slowly now and searching for those missed spots. Then remove the dust, so we've got the dust removed. Dehydrate again with the blue scrub, so dehydrate it. Nice and squeaky clean. And after we dehydrate it, you can also give a wee dehydration to the end as well of the like this way, like at the end of the nails, if they tend to split a little bit. And then we can use an extra nail prep. So this is a nail dehydrator as well, so I'm always applying it in. And the other hand, thank you. Wait for it to dry, that's why I've got still the fan on, so it speeds up actually the drying process. And then we can use an universal air bond. An universal air bond gives me a really nice adhesion of the product to the natural nails, and is air drying, like, so you don't need to cure it in a lamp. And I always say it, but that's the reason why I love it, because it's saving you so much time. Like, you know, imagine I have to cure it now for a minute or so, and this one is just straight ready to go. And we are going to use the fiber gel in a light rose. So I'm just picking up the scoop of the product. I clean my brush, get it to the really nice fine point, and apply it nice and thin layer through the entire nail, like very nice and thin layer. Cap those free edge, nice and thin layer. Same on this one, so nice and thin layer. And you can see it, my brush is splitting when I'm going to the sides, like I'm splitting because I press so hard, because I want the product to go at the free edge as well. Okay. And then straight away, because there was no lifting, really easy infill, I'm going to start building up my apex. Depending on the temperatures, I mean the heater have been on all day. It's really cold outside, but it's nice and cozy in here. So I'm checking how my product is behaving. I might be able maybe to do it 1 or 2 nails, or I might be able to do it 3 or 4. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so I'm just filling it straight away. Moving my apex. And to be honest, to be safe, that's plenty. Inside the lamp. Okay, do the same on this hand.
I think it's just set for 10, is it? There
Thank you. It's good someone is watching. What is going on in there? Try and relax your hand a little bit. Perfect, thank you. So I prefer when the client's nails are directed down the way. The reason for it is, first of all, like if the hand would be directed too much like this, I wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. And then secondly, the gel might run into the cuticle. Okay, so I'm always pointing the finger down the way, so the gravity helps me do the job as well. So when I'm going to build up my apex, the gravity is going to keep the product away from the cuticles, so I don't have to be scared it's going to flood the cuticles and it's going to cause the lifting. Okay, touch it up, change. Okay, so here I've got just 2 more nails to do. Now, when you keep your hand inside, try to put it more in, like so. Perfect. Okay, so here another thin layer, and doesn't matter like if I have already done the thin layer, I'm always doing this thin layer. It's just the gel is sliding much better when we've got this thin layer of the product. Okay, so next one, and then the thumb. So here I need to put a little bit more product in this corner, because that's where I had some loose place. Perfect, change. Like right down to the end. Brilliant, thank you. That's it. We got it right.
I'm going to bang the middle finger when I put it in.
You've got long fingers, like really long fingers. You could play a piano.
I did. I used to play the
Really?
piano when I was younger.
Oh.
Yes, everyone else says I've got piano hands.
Totally, you do. I will have a nice picture at the end because of it. Okay, so I have applied this nice and thin layer again, and now I can pick up the scoop of the product and start filling up my apex and missing places. Okay, same on this one. So what is also awesome, the other hand is curing and I've got the time to do this one, and when I finish application of the gel to this hand, the other hand is going to be completely ready for filing. So this is a huge time saver, guys. Like obviously I'm not in a rush, but the quickest one I have done it was 36 minutes.
Wow.
The rebalance. We are going to take much longer on yours nails. I want to paint a really nice and beautiful design on them. Perfect, change.
I'm looking forward to seeing the floral design. It'll be nice.
Have you ever had some one-stroke flowers on your nails before? No, you
think
really?
so.
Oh,
So that'll be
you love
exciting.
it. That's why I'm excited. Something which you could do with the kids as well in school.
Yeah.
See? So UV cleanser to remove the inhibition layer, guys. And then we can start shaping the nails and then move on into the baby boomer. So I put my fan on again. This will let the nails dry a little bit. And I'm filing straight filing. I mean, I'm touching the nail with the file because we have done quite a lot of filing already on those nails before the product application. Thin out the free edge even more because we wanted it nice and thin. Blend around the cuticle area. And this nail is having enough, that's it, I don't want to file it anymore. Okay, same on this one, so one side, other side. This way I know how to file the free edge. Blend around the cuticle area. So when the nails grow, like even after 4 weeks time, they will still look nice and perfect because we wouldn't have like a huge jump, like the product is completely blended with the natural nail. This one is perfect the way it is. Here I'm going to have probably more work, so I'm relaxing the hand, and the reason for relaxing the hand is so I can see the shaping better, because sometimes when the clients direct their finger into a certain way, we might misshape the nails because we feel that's the way they're looking straight, but they actually don't. So I'm just filing this one, and here I'm going to have a little bit more filing. So blend around the cuticle area, and you can see it, guys, it already looks better than the next one. Okay, so now we are going to file this one just the same way, nice and straight, nice and straight. Touch up the free edge. Carly's nails are really a pleasure to work on because... Okay, one side, other side. Sort out this free edge. Actually, I'm going to have the most work with the thumb. So blend it out. I'm checking also how it's looking from like underneath, and I can smooth out from the top to make sure I've got equal amount of the product everywhere. Because if you've got an even amount of the product, if you've got an everywhere equal amount of the product, the nails are stronger. Like imagine, I'm going to show you, just relax it, okay? Perfect, thank you. See, imagine I would have all my product here in the middle and I wouldn't have enough product at the end. Like these places would be weaker. Or if I would have lots of product there and not enough in here, again, this place in the middle would be weaker. So like I want to make sure I've got the right balance on those nails. That's why I like to do, when I can see it is something not right in there, I like to do this movement, because this way the entire nail has the same amount of the product when you look it from the free edge. Okay, so I'm looking at the free edge and I'm making sure it's even through the entire nail. And that's it, that looks much better. Okay, after we have completed this step, I can move on into a buffer. And the buffer I'm going to use is a grey buffer. So again, I'm taking the corners of the buffer because it can be very sharp, like really sharp. So make sure those corners are gone. And I'm going to buff those nails. So first of all, I can go like pretty fast wherever, like kind of through the entire nail. I can also touch up the free edge, like, and make sure it's really nice and beautiful. Go around the cuticle area. If you need to, I like to also do it this kind of motion. You can see it how nicely and easily we can blend this area. Okay, so when you blend it like this, you cannot see it where the nail is starting, and this is actually awesome way of making the nails to last a long time. Okay, so I'm just again blending the same way. And the next one. Look how I'm holding Carly's fingers, like they are all protected, so even if I would, I don't know, go too fast, I wouldn't be able to hurt her because I'm holding her nail folds in between my fingers, so I can make sure they are not going to be hurted. Okay, blend that out, touch up those free edge. So I have missed some place before with the file, so I'm just taking a file. That was actually when the client walked in. I'm taking a file and I'm catching it up now. Okay, and that's me happy. Next one. Touch up and blend it out. Not sore when I file?
No, really comfortable.
Touch up from the underneath as well. Blend it on the top so you wouldn't be able to see where the product starts. And then the last one. And then that's Carly's nails rebalanced. So we've got a fresh canvas for a new design. Okay, I'm just going to clean the dust, tidy up her cuticles. Okay, so just gently trim them. I'm actually going to bin this glove. And then that's them ready for a baby boomer. So I'm going to quickly do the same on the other hand and come back to you. Okay, so we are ready for a fun part, and I've got the back of the form. So when I'm using sculpted nails, I've got the back of the form, which I actually always keep it because it's quite useful. Let me maybe clean this dust a little bit. And we are going to mix our colors. So I'm going to use a Color Plus and red and paint on French gel to mix my pink. Okay, so we are going to get the drop of this color, of the white. So I've got my white in here, and then the drop of the red, and just mix it. So just a small drop of the red. You don't want too strong pink in there. Like we want those kind of pastel-y pink. But at the same time, you cannot have it too light, because the baby boomer, we are mixing the colors for a baby boomer. Okay, you can see it here. So I don't want to have it too light, because for the baby boomer, because we are fading, we are using just a tiny bit of the product, and if you make it too light, it's not going to be the color you want, really. Okay, let me clean all this gel off from my hands. Don't keep the gel, guys, on your hands. Never. Like, make sure always clean it nicely off. And then with the, I've got some sponge in here, so that's a makeup sponge, which I always keep it on the back of the form. Actually, when the form is brand new, I always tear it off. And then using the gel brush, I'm going to slap it. I'm going to slap it a tiny bit of those pink into those nails, okay? And then the other hand. So I'm working on two hands at the same time. Use my makeup sponge, and then I'm start blending, and you can see it. It's almost kind of disappearing because the sponge is absorbing the product as well. That's why I always make it much darker. So the first one, I want my sponge to get drink. Okay, hardly visible, hardly anything on it inside. But I'm cooking it, even if there is almost nothing in there. And then the more nails I do, the better my sponge starting behaves, because it's already a bit drunk.
Yeah, you can see the difference actually in the second one.
So see, because yeah, it's swap. Because it's a sponge, the sponge absorbs the product, and then it's not as much left on the nails, as kind of more inside the sponge rather than on the nails. Okay, so after I have pigmented my sponge, you can see it. It already has some color in there. The thing's becoming much easier. Perfect, change. And then the other one. So here I'm just giving an extra touches of the sponge, what I've got on my sponge, to match the other hand first, and then let's make it pigmented more. And I want to dab it more gently, like I want this end to be a little bit more visible. It doesn't take long, guys. Like, I mean, I rather to do it more layers than struggling like fixing one layer. Change. You better off actually doing more layers, like so quick, so they can cure in between, rather than trying to play too long with the one layer. Change. Okay, and then what I've got left on my sponge, I'm brushing a little bit higher again. Just so we've got nice baby pink ombre. Change. And the last go on this hand. So in general, it looks like, oh my goodness, she have created so many layers, but it just doesn't take even as long. And I prefer those extra layers because I feel it like the blending is much nicer, much cleaner looking than trying to achieve it like in a 1 or 2 layers. So we are going to cook the other hand, and then actually the pink, I should mix the full pot of it because the pink is a really popular color for the baby boomer. And then we can start painting the one stroke after we apply the top coat. So change your hands. And I'm just going to apply the top coat in there. So I need to apply the top coat on all of them. And then I will give it a couple scratches to paint the one stroke. And cap the free edge. Actually, I might give you some sparkle.
Oh, that sounds good.
You like sparkle?
I like a wee bit of sparkle. It's
And I found some really nice ones. Just let me search it quickly.
Oh, good. Sparkle sounds good. It's my 30th birthday in
Oh!
2 weeks, so
Yes, we need some sparkle.
definitely.
We need some sparkle. So I'm searching a certain sparkle I want to use on you.
Oh, you've got, looks like you've got loads of nice ones in there.
Yeah. But I want. There we are. So that's the sparkle which we are going to use, the sugar.
Oh, that looks so nice.
And it's very delicate, like just a tiny one. So let me use some old top coat. And now guys, if we want to use the sparkle, you could encapsulate it in the top coat, but I need to show you what you need to do. There we are. Okay, so I've got 2 top coats. One is a soak off top gel. And soak off top gel is a top coat with the inhibition layer. So what I'm doing is I'm touching it up with my sparkle. And I'm just applying over it with this top coat.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's so subtle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
it's
very
really subtle, but it
delicate.
still catches the light.
Yeah, totally. So I'm just dipping in my top coat in a sparkle. And you adjust the amount of the sparkle you want on the nails, like if you want more or less.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, and then the thumb. So the reason why I have used the soak of top gel is I couldn't apply in the no clean top gel because obviously when we're putting some sparkle, some places might be a bit more rough and you don't want your clients to feel anything rough in there. So that's why I have applied it with the soak of top gel, and then we are going to apply the High Shine No Wipe top gel on top of it. I had a tiny bit of the fluff in there, so I just scrape it off with the cuticle pusher so it's nice and smooth. Change. ideally it's good to have two top coats, like one for your sparkle. See, I've got another fluffy bit in there. That's it. So I have scratched it, and I have scratched away a little bit of the color. I have used the sponge to fix it. Okay. And this sparkle is so delicate. Like, I love mermaid, like sugars and very little sparkles on the nails. Okay, and the last scoop. Perfect, change. Before I dip in my brush in a pot again, I'm just going to clean it. Unless you got the separate top coat for your glitters, then it's absolutely fine. And then we have to apply a normal top coat. So because we are going to apply the High Shine No Wipe Top Gel now on top of it, everything is going to be nice and smooth. Okay, so you don't have to buff it. It wouldn't work for like a very large sparkles. It only works for a small sparkles this way. And you don't want to apply 2 times no wipe top gel on top of no wipe top gel, because it doesn't have inhibition layer, and the gel sticks in only to the rough or sticky surface. That's why we are giving scratches to the nails before we apply the gel. And that's the reason why I have used the Soak Off Top Gel with the inhibition layer. And then I applying a top coat with no inhibition layer. I hope that's as clear, and that's kind of makes sense. The top coat needs the sticky layer or a rough surface. Perfect, change. Okay, quickly apply the top coat here, and then we can paint it. And this is going to be actually challenging on Carly, because Carly is really stiff-handed. Like, you got such a tiny hands, like long fingers and beautiful nails. But she keep her hand really stiff. I mean, you have guys probably noticed through the video as well. So I'm going to challenge myself, because I don't think so I have even ever painted one stroke on such a stiff-handed person, because obviously we need to be able to bend the nails, like twist them into the certain direction. So I'm actually looking forward to it as well, to see how it will turn it out, and what kind of tips I can give you guys as well when working on those type of clients as well. So let's try this challenge. Change. Okay, so we need to give it a couple scratches to those nails. So I'm going to take a buffer and give it a couple scratches, because we are going to paint a beautiful one stroke in here. I'm just going to scratch it and then clean it. On this piece of the foil, back of the form, I'm going to squeeze out my paints. I'm not sure how that's perfect. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to take some white. So some white and some pink. Number 13, so that's a deep magenta. And some light pink. The more color the better. I love it. Like number 14. It's like a fun, you know, trying all those different colors. And then we should maybe use also some drop of the purple. So purple is 17, light violet.
I really like the colours that you picked. They're lovely.
Yeah, I know they are your favorite
Yeah,
colors.
they're really
so, oh, I
nice.
can't. This one got stuck. Oh, it's empty almost. Okay, let's use the light one. That's it. Okay, we are going to need a drop of the water, and now we can start painting. So I'm using the One Stroke Level 2 brush. I have picked a little water in there, and then picking up white color, and then the magenta actually mixed with the purple. This is actually doing a job really nice. Sorry. I need some mixing area. And I'm mixing those three colors, picking up the white again. I quite like it when it's like the more colors the better. And now we are going to start painting. So I'm really making sure the paint is worked out. And what I'm doing is I'm doing lots of touches and kind of small wiggles to the petals. Okay, so I have painted 2 petals. Pick up the paint again. What a beautiful color combination it is. See, and that's when so I'm going to paint another petal. And this one is going to go a little bit inside the previous one. I kind of overlap it a little bit. Okay, let it dry. So, and I'm going to do it straight away on the other hand.
So just
No, this one is air drying, so you can just keep it there. So I'm giving a couple scratches to this nail as well. And now I can start painting here. So I'll mix my paint. This is awesome, thank you. You're so flexible.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Oh, it's just the start of it. Okay, and then this petal goes kind of inside. So this one is drying and we're coming back to this one. I'm cleaning my brush in a water and then taking a baby wipe and I'm drying out the excess of the water and getting my brush to shape. Like, you don't want to have too much water in there. So if I'm picking up a water, I'm drying it out a little bit. I actually love this magenta mixed with pink, with the purple. I think it looks awesome. Okay, I have mixed the right colors, and I don't like when they are too separated. Like, I love when the colors are more blended together. Okay, but the closer to the inside I'm going, the lighter I want to go, because I want those petals to be kind of standing out one on top of another. So here I'm painting another row. So I have painted another petals. And do exactly the same in here. Okay, and if I would use a too pink paint, it wouldn't be visible too much. That's why I've got this white more visible now. and then the one on the bottom. The brush is so small that you can precisely paint those kind of designs. Now let's paint something around it. So we are going to paint also some leaves as well, but in the same color. I like it when they are the same color. Now twist the Carly's hand, so
Oh,
no, that's okay. Just relax it. That's perfect. I've got it. Okay. Yeah, it is possible to paint it on any canvas. And that was the stuff, like, guys, when you watch me how I paint one stroke, quite often you ask at me, but how do you twist someone's hand, like the opposite direction? This is how I do it, so I paint upside down. Okay, then this one. So I'm straight away going to upside down position. So pick up the paint. Now the paint is air drying, so if you start feeling your brush is not painting, that means you have not enough paint because the paint has dried a little bit. So I'm dipping in my brush in the water, dry out on the wipe and pick up the fresh paint. I love painting one stroke on the clients as well, like so beautiful, so delicate, like, and they always love it as well. Just go back. Perfect. And then on the top. Just a wee tiny wee leaves. Okay, clean my brush. Do not let the brush dry out, because if you do, then it is going to be wrecked. Now I'm picking my D-liner brush. Plenty of the water, like lots of water in there. And then I'm dipping in it in a white paint. So there is more water than the paint in it. Like hardly any paint in it. Okay, and now we are going to paint the inside of the rose, of a rose flower. Okay, my brush don't behave yet. I actually need to change this brush because I had some student which was using it and it's not behaving the way it should anymore because the tip of it is broken. So you can see it, guys. I'm trying to search this broken tip so I know which way the tip is broken. With those little paint, I'm highlighting some places, not all of it, just some. And then the detail in the leaf. I love actual acrylic paints because with the acrylic paints you can paint much thinner. They are more pigmented than the gels and you don't have to cure it in between. So I definitely prefer painting one stroke with the acrylic paints. See, I have my brush starts getting better. It was also used in the gel before as well, so it's usually taking a couple scoops of the product before it feels right. But yes, you can use the same brush for the gel and acrylics. Ideally, it's better to have separate one. Okay, so that's a wee leaf. And then once I start feeling my brush is getting better, I can do a couple squiggles. Just so the design doesn't feel too empty. And then when I'm happy with it, I'm going to apply the top coat, and then that's this flower finished. So wait for it a couple seconds to dry, and then apply the top coat. And I love when we apply the top coat into one stroke, how it pops out. So it was matte, and then once the top coat is over it, it looks nice and shiny. So it's a very delicate design. You can cure it inside.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah, you didn't have one stroke before,
No,
flowers.
it's so effective.
Clients always love one stroke. No, it's great. Right. Yeah, just come in. So, okay, okay, so we are just going to wet our brush really well. And now this is something which we shouldn't do. So I've got an dry acrylic paint on my brush, and I really need to wet the brush well, because if the paint's dry on it, it becomes difficult to paint with it. But okay, so pick up our white and look at the detail again, guys. Hardly any product on the brush. And here I want my middle there. And if you keep your brush too dry, the paint is not going to go nice on. Like, it will be very difficult to paint with it. That's why I like to paint it with the wet paint. And there is no, I don't think so there is a way to do such as thin lines with the gel. And also you don't want to put a pressure on it. So you're really just touching your flower. And you don't want to outline it everything, just some places, so highlight it just a little bit. Okay, couple squiggles. Can you see it, guys, in the camera? The broken tip of the brush. My pen is so annoying. I need to get rid of this brush. I mean, it's still okay to paint it, but the more detail you want to do it, the harder it becomes, like, because it doesn't behave nice. Okay, so top coat on this one, and then that's her nails for curly finish, and I will be able to take a nice and beautiful thumbnail picture for you. I hope you have learned something from this video and you have enjoyed it as well. We actually got good timing. I expected to take a bit longer because we thought we will paint and change your hands. So that's the final look. So that's the flower which we have painted. And actually, lots of you ask me as well, do I say glittery hooks, or hacks? So it's not hacks, it's not like tricks. I'm saying hooks. Is that the way you say it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, give someone a hug.
Oh, they're lovely. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So yeah, they're very nice and subtle.
Really nice.
But with a little twist and a color to it. Definitely. For a change. And then apply cuticle oil. And I like the sparkle. It's just at a certain angle it's just reflecting a little bit. Yeah, so that's the set which we have created to Carly. I'm just sending you lots of glittery hugs and bye for now.